Hey now, welcome back to the Deadology podcast from Pencil Hill Studio, New Paltz, New York. I'm your host, Howard Weiner. This is season 3, episode 14 of the podcast, and today, August 1st, 2025, this would have been Jerry Garcia's 83rd birthday. Hard to believe it's been almost 30 years since Jerry passed on. And the crazy thing is he's growing stronger in everybody's hearts and souls. I think this is really unparalleled, to the popularity of the whole Grateful Dead scene with Dead and Company, all the bands out there doing their thing, Garcia Project, Steely Dead, Dark Star Orchestra. It's just unbelievable how this has just kept getting stronger, the whole Grateful Dead scene for 3 decades since Jerry's been gone. And it's a testament to just the incredible music and legacy that guy left behind. We could just listen to I Have Enough for the rest of my lifetime, and anybody out there listening to the show, if you're 20, you got enough for the rest of your lifetime. If science finds a way to keep us alive for 120, 130 years, you got more than enough Jerry Garcia. So the man left behind quite a legacy of music and inspiration in the 54 years he lived. So today's show is one of those epic shows when Jerry was in his prime. It was kind of a birthday show. It was the day before his birthday, an afternoon in Hartford, Connecticut, Dillon Stadium. And just a masterpiece of a show. And I got one of our top contributor of the show coming in to join us to discuss that epic show. Doug Schmell, I'm sure everybody knows him by now. Legendary taper back in the day, one of my best friends. Had a phone call with him yesterday, and we're going to dig deep into the Dillon Stadium show. Enjoy. All right, and now we got welcoming back to the Deadology podcast, the man who's turned more people onto Jerry Garcia than anybody I know, Mr. Doug Schmell. Thanks for joining us again.
Hey, thanks for having me, Howie. Wow, what a great show we have in store. I'm excited to talk about this one.
July 31st, 1974, Bob Dylan Stadium in Hartford. And hey, before we jump into this, I just got to throw a question at you. Do you recognize the significance of today, where you were in Grateful Dead history?
No, July 31st, 1974. I was, 11 years old.
I'm talking about July 30th.
Oh, today,
Yeah.
7:30. Let's see, 7:30.
Well, I'll make this easier for you. 42 years ago today, me and you were in Ventura, California.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow,
the
that's
Grateful
right.
Dead opened up with China Cat Rider.
Oh, they were great. That was we saw Stephen Goldberg, right?
Yeah.
We
That
went
was
out
it.
there to Orange County. Oh my God, what a great time we had. Thank you.
First time I ever went to California. Was your first time too?
It was one of my first.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
probably was. Yeah.
Wow.
What a great
Yeah.
time.
42 years ago. Now we're back together on the Deadology podcast. Hey, so let's jump into this. This is an epic show, 3 sets from Hartford, Connecticut, Dillon Stadium. And I'm going to kind of let you take lead on this because I've heard it 2.5 times over the past day or two. I just finished up the podcast. It's so much to
To
grasp. It's a
digest, yeah.
huge show. So I'll let you kind of lead us into this because you also have the CD. You probably have some information from that. And
Oh yeah, Howie, this is actually Dave's picks number 2. And I'll tell you, for people out there who may not think it's worth getting some of these, official releases, many of them are. This one, it's incredible. There's a lot of photos. There's a great article. I believe it's by Blair.
Jackson.
Yeah, Blair Jackson. Yeah, does a great job. Blair's a woman, I believe, right? Blair Jackson, I believe, is a woman, actually. She does a great job in describing the show. It's amazing. All I know is that this is really one of the great time periods in Grateful Dead history. Now, you've referred to this in your books. They started this tour, basically back in June. June 8th is in Oakland. June 16th, we talked about Iowa. They were just steamrolling over the summer, Howie, in 1974. There are so many incredible shows during this time period. The Wall of Sound obviously makes these shows special. I mean, God, the Iowa, the Louisville show on the 18th. You got those 2 shows in Miami, the 22nd and 23rd of
Yeah,
June,
yeah.
74.
I wanted to do one of those for
Providence.
a podcast. They're incredible.
Providence on the
Wow.
26th, incredible. The 28th is Boston, and another amazing show. And they end that semi-tour on the 30th in Springfield. Then they go west. Selland Arena is an amazing show. They played in LA on July 21st. Then they played, I believe, on Roanoke on the
Yeah.
27th, Berlin the 29th, which is a show we've known for years.
Love it, man.
And this show, which I didn't know all the time, years, when I was a deadhead, but when the release came out, I got it, and I'm telling you, Howie, right away, it blew my mind. A three-set spectacular on a Wednesday afternoon in a great, very intimate setting. It holds about 20,000 people, this Dillon Stadium in Hartford. And I'll tell you, they kill it in Hartford every time they play there. They really do.
Wow.
They
I didn't know it was a 20,000 seat stadium. I thought it might be a little
20,000
bigger.
seat
Wow.
stadium. Yeah, probably wasn't sold out or full, but it was close. And there's a lot of photos of the show available on the internet.
Hey,
It's
the
so
weird thing
many.
is, I know the guy who took that. Well, I know his daughter, the guy who took the photos from the show. It's the strangest thing. She works at a restaurant. I gave her one of my books. She's like, my dad's into and he took a picture of the Dillon State of Garcia in black T-shirt at the Dillon Stadium show. I was like, I know it's 7/31/74. I was like,
It's
yeah,
amazing. There's
yeah.
so many great photos circulating of the show. It's incredible, probably from that guy. But right from the start, the sound is incredible. The Scarlet Begonias cooks. They really couldn't have picked a better a song to just that 74 sound and style. Again, afternoon, a Wednesday afternoon. Everybody's having a good time. Dogs are out, people are out, their blankets. They got their animals with them. It's a summer day. How could you beat it, Howie? And the wall of sound from the show is really spectacular. Really is. Now, you probably have the archive version that's on re-listen. That's a great version of Charlie Miller. Kudos to Charlie. He does a great job. But the official release has so much depth to it. It's incredible. You could hear each instrument so clearly, so perfectly, each one. It amazes me. Going down the set list, the Me, My Uncle's great, starting at this first set.
And just one thing about the
Women.
begonias, it's such a nice surprise as opposed to opening up with a Bertha, which is so
Exactly.
traditional. And Bertha was
Exactly.
much better in the opening of the second set. And one thing I noticed right away, kind of Keith set a tone there. Keith had a great night, man. He was in
Oh,
that
yeah,
begonias.
yeah. And Phil, too.
Yeah.
Phil's all over so many of these songs. That thumping bass is incredible. And another kudos to the Wall of Sound that you hear Phil's bass so clearly. But you're right. They only did Scarlet Begonias to open up a show in 74 two times. The other one, I think, was at the Alexandra Palace.
Right.
But that's such a great first set opener. A Scarlet Begonias from 74. It's amazing. An
Yeah.
8-minute, 9-minute version. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then the Me and My Uncle, like I said, is great. Nice and short, but they hit some nice jams. Brown Eyed Women. Phil dominates this Brown Eyed. It's incredible. Beat It On Down the Line. There's a couple of dropouts with the voices, but then they come back, and Jerry hits these incredible notes as soon as the voices come back for the lyrics, and he hits his incredible notes. It's amazing. You
Yeah,
can tell.
he's definitely scurrying along quickly. It was funny when I was listening to that Beat It Down the Line, I had to listen to it again. I was like, what happened? Was that a long jam or did the vocals disappear?
Exactly. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you, Howie, up to this point, this might be the greatest Mississippi half step they've ever done. It's incredible. Sounds more like a 77 version than a 74. There's basically two jams, one before the Rio Grande Bridge and one after. It's just incredible.
Yeah,
The one before is spectacular, especially for 74, before the song really matured. I mean, they're just really, really hitting their stride right now. And it goes into a Must Have Been the Roses.
Hey, one second before we go into Must Have Been the Roses, that freaking half step is incredible. So that's one of the audio highlights, man.
Oh, it's got to be.
And I play that outro. It's for 74. It's ridiculous.
It's incredible, right?
It blew me away, man. I only got to hear it 3 times. I'm going to hear it a lot more over the next week. So
I had tire tracks on my forehead after I listened to it. That's how good it is.
Yeah, it's incredible. Here we go. Let's check out the last solo from Mr. Garcia on that half step from Dillon Stadium. Yeah, pretty incredible
Oh yeah, I
for
love that,
74.
Howie. I just love that sound. I can't explain it. That Half Step's such a great song. It really is one of my favorite. There's some great versions in 72 and 73, but this one might, like I said, might be the greatest version they had ever done up to this point.
Yeah.
They really, really rock it. And it goes into a beautiful Must Have Been the Roses, perfect, Jerry into Jerry. It's got like a nice symbiosis,
Oh,
goes right
definitely.
into
They also did this in the Philly Civic Center a couple of days later, half step into
correct.
Roses, but they cut the half step to go to the into the
Right.
Roses.
He
This one
doesn't
is a
jam like
full
this, right? Correct.
full half step, man. It's incredible. And
It's
then they
beautiful.
the briefest pause, and then they go into Must Be in the Roses.
Oh,
Nice
it's
little
great.
combo, man. It's awesome.
Beautiful. And then the Mexicali Blues, I'll tell you, I love that song for this time period, Howie. It's bouncy. There's just something about it. I love Bobby's always engaged in this song. The singing's great. He's always hooting and hollering. There's always some yells in it. Great two leads by Garcia.
Yeah,
And
sure. It's his cowboy tune, man. He's been playing
it's amazing.
Uncle. He's been playing all these other cowboy tunes. That's his
I love
cowboy
it.
tune, man.
I love
Definitely.
Mexicali Blues. It's funny. I never used to love it back in the day when you and I first got into the Dead, but I love it so much now. It's just such a great first set song. And then a beautiful Road Jimmy. These 74 Road Jimmies are slow. They're very, very determined. I can't explain it. There's something about the Jerry's guitar sound on that Wolf, that beautiful Wolf guitar of his. Oh my God. Some great sounds out of this Road Jimmy. It's
I
not the
actually
best one
actually
I've
liked it
ever
a
heard,
lot.
but I do love these
I
74 Road
I
Jimmy.
like this Road Jimmy a lot. I thought it was like a little quicker than some of them. It was like a lot of energy in it, man. It was
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just such a great for again, talking about first sets, great first set song. And that sets up, the ending part of this first set. There's no playing in the band, but it
I'm
ends
just
so well.
laughing at what's going to come.
Yeah, there's this incredible Jack Straw. And then I know how much you love China Cat Rider. And I didn't mention to you before you were listening to the show because I knew you hadn't heard it in a long time. I was familiar with it. And this China Cat is one of the best ever. It's
Yeah,
over 10 minutes and there's no lack of jamming by Jerry. He is into it from the get-go. The singing's great. Kind of starts a little mellow, but when they get into the jam, before the Feeling Groovy bridge. Oh my God, it's
it's crazy. Yeah,
incredible. I mean, it's amazing. It might be almost, if not as good as Iowa 616.
yeah, yeah.
It has,
It's pretty close. I have
it's,
to keep
yeah,
listening
Iowa's
to it.
unbelievable. There's so many great China Cats from this time period, but this one really cooks. There's some, I'm sure this is going to be an audio highlight
Yeah, it
for
is.
I figured it would be, and I can't say enough about it. It's incredible. It dominates this first set. There's three sets to the show. Each set has a prevailing jam theme in it, either one or two songs or a few songs. And the China Into Rider is the prevailing jam in this first set.
It's nuts, man.
It's mind-blowing. Take it
But
away.
I'm just going to back it up for a second, man. That the Jack Straw Bob jumped in a little too quickly on the Jack Straw from Wichita because Garcia was hitting all the notes you could want to hear, and
Oh,
that
of course.
yeah,
And he
it's
comes back at the end a little too soon. Jerry would have kept on nailing it. I
because
agree.
it was like the best Jack Straw from this time period, but Bob just
Absolutely.
jumped in a little too quickly. Jerry was on a roll, man. He was just like just
These 74 Jack Straws really give you an idea of how explosive this song becomes,
where it's going to
by
go for sure.
77, 78, because Jerry is just loving it. You hear him in the background above Bobby's lyrics for the most part,
That's why
hitting these
Bob,
incredible notes. And then, right, Bobby came in, he
yeah.
shot his load a little too early.
he,
Jerry was
he
going nuts. You're
he must have pulled Jerry aside and said, "Hey, we're going to take care of this. We're going to open up the straw jam for 3 minutes. Just let me sing the freaking
right.
lyrics."
And that's what would have happened. It's just amazing me. Yeah, 74 is when this song really started to extend itself and become such a look forward to song, such a great song that you knew, by 77, it's one of the best songs, for a first set that you could hear from a Grateful Dead show. So yeah, sorry to kind of
Yeah,
jump through that,
we
but
backtracked there.
I knew
Yeah.
you wanted to talk about that China Cat and put that in as an audio highlight. So
Yeah. Hey, before I put in for an audio highlight, I just got to tell you, I'm listening to this for the third time in the last 2 days, and I have a couple of tasks to run. So I'm driving down the street. I did one road. I turned too quickly on one street, and I come back out. And then I missed the street I was supposed to turn on. I'm like I didn't even know who I was, man. I am China Cat, man. It's so sick, this version. It's
It's amazing. I heard it four times. I've literally heard it four times in the past week. I just heard it. This was the last song I listened to on my way back from lunch in preparation for this interview. I heard the whole China Cat into I Know You're Right, and it was better than the three times before. There's something new that you will find when you listen to it repeated listenings. It's that good, you
Yeah, I
know.
think David Lemieux slipped something in there, man, to
It's
make it
incredible.
make it appear like it gets better every time. It's crazy, but it's true. So yeah, let's listen to that. But it's just before the feeling groovy. There's this amazing jam, and
Oh yeah.
they fly into that feeling groovy like a
It's the
thousand
best
miles an hour.
transition into that
Yeah,
feeling groovy jam I've ever heard. It's seamless, Howie.
yeah. Might
And
not be
then
the
they
longest
add
feeling groovy,
something
but
at
it's
the end
crazy. Yeah,
before they go into I Know You Ride It. Jerry's fiddling with these notes because he's having such a great time. He doesn't want to stop. It's
yeah.
crazy. 40 years later, he's still jamming.
It's like a continuation of the feeling groovy as they're playing Rider. It's pretty insane. But let me. I'm gonna hit the. Let's let the audience. I'm sure a lot of people know this, but let's hear that feeling groovy. Few minutes of that China Cat. It's insane.
It's nuts. Enjoy.
Right, man. Unbelievable stuff, man. Just the speed
Yeah,
that they're playing at, man.
absolutely. I was thinking in the car, like I said, I listened to it, on my way back from lunch. You often think about so many great guitarists in this world, and so many people just don't understand the length and the objectivity, if you will, the unbelievable, you know, his determination to belt out these notes. He does it in the moment. He does it on the fly. He does it like within a moment's notice. It's incredible. And he keeps that theme going. It's like, how does he do it? He really is, to me, the greatest guitarist I ever heard because of songs like China Cat, where he just could capture your, attention for minutes and he doesn't let go. It really is amazing to me, Howie, to look outside the box.
Yeah.
just what a phenomenal guitarist and how lucky we were to be able to see this guy. Now, this is before I got into them, but I love listening to these shows, as I go on. And this is such a great time. Like I said, he's got the Wolf guitar. Jerry was clean shaven. There's no beard. He looked like a regular. This time he's only, what, 30 something years old.
He's going to be
Born in
32 the next night,
72.
man.
So he's 32.
Yeah.
He's not even 32 yet. His birthday was the next day,
By the
right?
time the show's over, he's 32.
Right. He's going to be 32. It's incredible, Howie. A 31-year-old man kicking everybody's ass, taking names and proving, he's one of the, if not the greatest guitarist out there. And people don't know it and didn't know it at the time. And he's belting notes like this. Back to the set, they end it, the first set. It's not the longest first set, it's about an hour or so, but it's great. And they end it with a rocking around and around. I love these around and arounds, Howie, from 72, 73, 74. To me, they're better than the 77, 78
I agree
versions,
with you
which were
100%.
longer.
Yeah.
Those versions were longer and had one nice jam and then a jam at the end. And Donna, of course, was more engaged. But these ones, it's funny. I heard one a few years ago and it never, ever left my mind. If you want to hear an unbelievable round and round from this time period, 1972, I think that
Yeah.
Hofheinz Pavilion from
Hofheinz, that's a great
my
show.
fucking Lord.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's one of the best ones you'll ever hear. That show's incredible. But there's so many good around and arounds. This one's right up there. Closes the set off in style. No lengthy playing in the band. It's just great. They do an hour set and then boom, take a little break.
I like a lot. I agree with you, man. I just did a 77 show where they did a really hot around and around at the end, but it's almost overbaked. Like these
Exactly.
around the rounds are perfect, man.
There's a good word for that. It's circumlocucious.
Yes.
It's kind of circular. Sometimes it goes on a little too long. You're like, okay. But these shorter ones at about 5 minutes, the ones from 72 to 74, if that, but they kill it. There's like 4 separate jams. It's a tribute to Chuck Berry, like as they've never done this, Johnny Be Good. I love these kind of songs in this time slot.
By the way, I just got to mention one thing. You guys can't see this at home, but as we're talking about China Cat, Doug's cat just jumped up on the bed. What's your cat's name?
Oh, this is Charlie. Charlie's a
Cat.
great cat.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What
Cosmic Charlie.
got stories of Charlie.
Yeah.
But anyway, what a great first set. And who knew if you were at the show that they were going to do 3 sets? You figure it might be a nice long second set to complement this, rather, lengthy but not incredibly long hour for a set. But I'll tell you, set 2 starts off in style with a Bertha. Everybody's coming back, to their lawn blankets and their seats on the bleachers on the side.
With their dogs.
Without a beautiful Bertha, nice and bouncy, God, I love this song, Howie. I can't tell you. And you know how much I love Bertha.
I especially like it where they did here second set where they're already warmed up. There's gonna be no confusion.
Right. And there's no, like a lot of the shows from 74, even 73, you get those dropouts and those issues, technical issues on the first set of the first song. And that usually hampers a hot Bertha. Not this time. They were already warmed up. The sound was excellent. And the Bertha's great. And then it goes, oh my God, the second song, Howie. I heard that about 3 times since I started, re-listening to the show. That Big River is incredible. And it has one of the best rounds of a Big River. The second jam, Jerry hits like 4 rounds of the jamming. In the third round, he hits notes that I haven't heard in a Big River before. It's incredible, really is. You got to focus on that. It's just perfect.
I did on my last listen. I was impressed, man. It's a great Big River, man. And yeah, it's
liquid
for the time
light.
period. It's as good a Big River as I've heard.
Oh, for sure. I think the 73 Big Rivers might be a little better overall. I love the 74 ones too. I love the 72 Big Rivers when they started playing it. It's very funky and more in tune, with the, this is a, what's his name? Who wrote it?
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, Johnny Cash. It's just great. I like his versions too. I just love the song, But this is more, kind of in line with Johnny Cash's versions and vision of the song, the ones from 72. By 74, they really stretched it out, and it's just such a great jam vehicle.
Yeah, the Grateful Dead really did a lot for Big River, man. It's like such a popular. Dillon played it. I seen him about a year ago in Memphis. He played Big River. Obviously, Johnny Cash he's a big Johnny.
Yeah,
Cash
and there's
guy.
other bands I'm sure that play it.
But the Grateful Dead
is a great song.
The Grateful Dead made Big River huge for sure. Besides,
it's so easy to turn
Johnny,
non-deadheads onto this song, because it's got a nice bouncy riff. It's got good lyrics,
Yeah.
Drive My Blues on down to the Gulf. It's great.
I don't think you read it, but Dylan's last book was Modern Philosophy of Song, where he wrote about maybe 50 of the greatest songs ever, different reasons why he loved them. Big River was one of the songs. It's like
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't know that.
he has the greatest respect for the lyrics that Johnny Cash wrote
Yeah,
down.
yeah, the lyrics are great. I love singing along with Johnny Cash. And then that sets up the big jam from set two. And there's actually two great jams in set
Yeah,
two.
I was
Eyes
I
of the
was gonna have a
World,
little to take issue with you, but yeah, both of them are spectacular.
the Eyes of the World into China Doll. Man, this Eyes of the World is 18 and a half minutes and doesn't stop for anything. It's like a locomotive. I'm not saying it's the best one ever, but it's so complete. You got two great jams and Jerry's, leads in the beginning. You got that unbelievable jam in the middle before the Stronger Than Dirt theme. Oh my God, it's really incredible. Then the jam at the end, with the Stronger Than Dirt or Milking the Turkey, whatever they call
Whatever
that.
you call it, it could be the marbles, it could be turkey. It's it's yeah, who
It
do
really,
like I write about this. I don't even know what to call that big outro
it's
jam.
amazing.
There
They
should be
never
one
really,
name for the big outro and their little sections in
right.
it. Like
There was never a name for it. They don't call it anything on the archive. And I'm
yeah,
just curious what people think. But it really is an amazing Eyes of the World in theme. Look, you go back to Iowa, 6/16/74 is a great Eyes of the World. Some great Eyes of the World. 6/18 and the first set into China Doll from Louisville is a great
yeah.
Eyes of the World. It's incredible.
And these aren't even as long as this one.
We're correct. That's 18. And then 6 days after this is the best one ever, is August 6th from
Oh yeah.
Roosevelt Stadium.
Hey,
So we're
what
talking about an unbelievable time period for Eyes of the World. And this one
def-
does not disappoint, Howie. It's
definitely
incredible.
when I listened to it a couple of times, the length was there. It's freaking amazing. The only thing the Roosevelt Stadium has was just like whatever reason everything was perfect on that one. They hit the
Correct.
right notes at the right time. There wasn't like one mistake in
No, you're right.
18 minutes without a mistake or
Yeah, it's
everything.
hard to believe.
But you could hear they were leading towards that from this version because this version is pretty close.
Exactly, exactly. This might be the second to that one from this tour in terms of its just ingenuity and Jerry's playing. Phil is all over the place on his eyes. I listened to it at least three times. Oh my God, it's amazing, Howie.
Yeah.
There's just something about it from start to finish. This is almost a flawless eyes.
Yeah. If it weren't for this one, the Roosevelt Stadium one wouldn't have been possible. They're
Oh,
like,
exactly. No,
they
I
needed to do
agree.
this
That's
one
that's
first.
a
Yeah.
great point. Yeah, that was a launch. This is a launching pad for that perfection. It goes into a China doll that's kind of short. It's under 5 minutes. There's not a lengthy jam, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's China doll. It's actually a nice haunting version. And the set continues with a Promised Land, which is great in
It's
the middle of the
ripping. Yeah.
set. I
Yeah.
love it. Then a great Ship of Fools with a great jam in it. One of the better Ship of Fools.
I got to tell you about the Ship of Fools, man. Like that really caught me off guard. Like you hear Keith's playing and Jerry's like all over it.
Oh,
It's
it's
like,
amazing.
yeah.
This really is
Yeah.
if you wanted somebody, hey, I got a song for you. It's called Ship of Fools. They don't know the Grateful Dead. This would be the version to play them. It's not too long, but it's got a great jam in it and it sounds perfect. And like you said, Keith's piano is out in front. Phil's bass is great. There's just something about it. They
Billy
sound
Wall
great.
show, man. When you hear these wall sound shows, you could really follow whatever you want to follow and
It's
hear
amazing.
everybody. It's yeah,
That gives 74 in my book an advantage,
yeah.
That's why a lot of people love 74, and I get it. The sound is just so spectacular. That's why these official releases really do justice, to the sound system. Amazing. And then they end the second set with this killer, over 17-minute weather report suite that I tell you, I didn't get it the first time I listened to it. I was actually driving back from my trip to San Diego, not even a week ago. And it was a Friday morning. So last Friday, I
Shame.
was tired. I landed at like 10 in the morning after doing a red eye. So I didn't get it. I'm listening to it, but I'm half asleep. I just heard it on my way to lunch, before this interview, and how it is phenomenal. The best part of it, this is a great time period. Again, the show before this, they did that phenomenal one, the best one maybe ever from Maryland,
Oh yeah,
from
we
the
love that one. Yeah.
Center, right? From 729. That one is incredible. And people know it. And you and I have talked about it for years, how that might be the best one. This one is great. It's got a great outro jam.
It's
And
nuts, man.
after yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? That's the
I
best
think
part.
we had the same experience because the first time I heard it, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't as closely paying attention. Today I
Me
had that thing
too.
jammed and I heard that outro. I'm like, this
That's
is
outro jam is fantastic. It's phenomenal. It
hey,
really makes this.
and
And then the second set on
that
a
sets up our next audio highlight. The you know We got to hear that Let It
Oh
Grow,
yeah,
man.
the Weather Report Suite, yeah,
It's
outro
insane.
jam.
And
It's
kind of, I think
perfect.
Weir's kind of sets it off with some great rhythm playing, and Jerry just goes off on it. It's,
Jerry, yeah, jumps on it, yeah,
yeah,
and it's great. Enjoy.
unbelievable. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. We're going to take another short break. Be back
Yeah,
for
for sure.
another set
That's a
with
powerhouse, man.
brilliance.
I love
well,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
again, on repeated listenings, it gets better. I can't explain it.
And,
Jerry's just in there, it's phenomenal. It's
and
funny.
also the singing of the early part was good too. The first part of part one of Weather Report. It was
Yeah,
nice, man.
very good.
Yeah,
That's one of the better weather
yeah.
report. I was singing along in the car. It's great. It really is a great song on its own. It's no real jam. It's cute, but God, they jump right into the Let It Grow. And then best part, like I said, that outro jam
Yeah,
is unbelievable.
insane.
Take a break, and it's really not a break. They do like a 20-minute Sea Stones. It's
I gotta tell you, man,
incredible.
I heard that sea stones come over my car. I just turning the volume down as quickly as I could. It was disturbing from the beginning. Like, I've listened to a couple. I couldn't even listen to that one.
Yeah, this one is a little raucous. Yeah, yeah. And it's not included on the official release. It
Good.
is on the Internet Archive. You can listen to it, but not too many people do. But hey, it is what it is. It's Phil and Ned Lagine. I think is how he
Yeah.
likes to pronounce his last. Some people say Lagan or Logan, but it's for
Hey,
people that
it,
like
it
the big
didn't cut
sound.
into the Grateful Dead's time, so what the hell?
Exactly. People are going to get beers. People are stretching out on their lawn chairs or on their blankets. What the hell? And then the second set, a third set. Sorry, I said second set. Yeah, it's already third set. They're already played, 2 hours and change, Howie. And then they're off to an unbelievable third, really, to me, incredible third set. Overall, with the Sea Stones, this is almost a 4-hour show. It's just under 4 hours with the Sea Stones. Without it, it's over 3 hours and 30 minutes. Incredible. So you got the El Paso, which is a very rare set opener, third
Yeah,
set opener.
strange, definitely.
Then a beautiful Ramble on Rose, which I love. I love a 74 Ramble on Rose. They're a little slower. They're a little juicier. There's a great jam. That Jerry's guitar, that Wolf sound is very
Yeah,
different from
he
the
definitely ripped it. I thought it
one.
was a little shorter maybe than usual, but it was great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't a very long version, but it's funny. The greatest story ever told, I had to listen to more than once because my official release is marred by some kind of, there must be some dirt on it or something. So there was a cutout
And
and
schmutz. Yeah.
there's schmutz. That's the best way to put it. There was schmutz on the CD. So I listened to it on the re-listen, and it's actually a very good version. It's not one of the best. There's some unbelievable versions from 74.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. The one from Iowa is great. There's so
Portland.
many.
Yeah.
There's so many from 74. 73 to me
Portland.
might be 72 might be the best year. It's just unbelievable. That 72 to 74 time period for
Yeah.
this song.
Year
Is just
72, it just took a giant step forward, man. Bigger
exactly.
Shore,
73, there's some
Paris.
incredible
Yeah.
versions. 74. It's just such a great song, and that sets up to
Hey,
me,
one thing
best
about
part of
the
the whole
greatest story,
show.
I did think it was pretty cool. It started good, and then it's as if the band said, "Hey, let's make room for Donna to do her thing." It's like it's like before she impeded their progress, they were like, "Hey, she's going to come in,
Exactly. She
do
didn't.
the
She didn't.
cheerleading,"
There
and
was
then
no playing in the band for her to do her screech. There
oh
was
yeah,
really nothing. There's no Not Fade Away later. So this was her time to shine. And it is what it is. And that sets up to me it's the third disc on the official release. It starts with To Lay Me Down. What a beautiful To Lay Me Down. Howie, when I hear that song, I just take it slow. I like to absorb the lyrics. The only issue I have with the song, usually, almost every time Jerry flubs the lyrics from the album
yeah,
as you would hear it, the lyrics that you would hear here. The perfect version where the lyrics are all in order and perfect, I believe, is from 10/19/74, that Winterland show. That To Lay Me Down
yeah,
has everything. This one, no, it's not like he fucks up the lyrics. It's just that you can tell he gets a little confused, with our bodies entwined together compared to with our dreams close together, to lay beside you, my love, still sleeping. They sometimes forget that, or Jerry does, and they have to make it up, but I get it. I'm just being picky because I love the lyrics. But this one, the playing is flawless. And his solo is so gorgeous,
it's
Howie.
awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. It can bring a grown man to tears.
for sure. Hey, I thought it was a great version too. Yeah, it's first being played. 74 was the first year, correct? They didn't do it in 73,
Yeah,
did
they
they?
didn't do any To Lay Me Downs in
So you're
73,
still
74.
feeling the song out. It's a very slow ballad,
Oh,
so it's
correct.
and a lot
It,
of emotion. So yeah, it took him a little while to get it perfected. And once again on this version, Keith's runs are brilliant on
oh,
this.
we're beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He's out in front on the recording. It's amazing. Kudos again to this unbelievable sound system they had. And just, an overall view of To Lay Me Down. It's a great song to turn a non-deadhead onto, a loved one, a girlfriend. They would get this song. It's, Jerry's singing from his heart on this. It's incredible. I love this song, how I always have. There's something about
yeah.
it. It
Right
really
away from
touches me.
Reckoning, when I first got Reckoning, it jumped off the album. It's just like, wow,
Oh,
man,
that's
this
the
is yeah, the
acoustic
acoustic,
version,
yeah,
right? Wow.
yeah.
The lyrics are great. Yeah, that's a little different than the electric, but
I
still.
think that's and but the singing is so soulful and
Oh,
heartfelt.
it's
That's the
exact. But he's singing from his heart for the soul of humanity,
yeah,
is the best way to put it. And Jerry nails it. His voice was great back then, too.
yeah.
He could really belt out some songs. And I just love this song, Howie. It's a personal favorite. And there's another song that's coming up. That's also a personal favorite that you wouldn't have probably have guessed. But so after the Till Lay Me Down, the main jam sequence and jam suite of the third set, and probably the longest one of the show, starts with this mind-boggling trucking. And I remember, Howie, you once asked me for your book to name some unbelievable truckins. And I mentioned some of Europe 72. I also, I think, mentioned the 731-74 because it is incredible. It is up there with the 519-74, the one from Portland, as the best truckins ever, and definitely from 74. I don't know how many times you heard it
I think I need to hear it one more time. I've only heard it twice. I mean, I thought it was great, but I didn't.
Howie, the ending jam is nuts. He hits some of the fastest licks, and he does that. It's really unbelievable. He goes overboard, and I love it. He was just killing it. I don't know. He was just, something struck him, and he was just playing from his heart, and he's hitting these unbelievable notes that I'm sure, I would have picked this for an audio. It might not be your choice, but there's just something he does. And then it continues on for 5 minutes after that. In total, it's a 17-minute and change trucking. That's even before they go into the Mind Left Body Jam. It's 17 minutes of just furious playing, mega different themes, Phil's up there in the recording. Like you said, great Keith sound and his runs. Oh my God. Amazing. I just love that trucking became this jam vehicle, 73 and then 74, There's no Dark Star in this show. There's no other one. There's no, playing in the band. It's funny how this show has
no Morning Dew,
kind
no
of
going down the
songs,
road, no.
right, and jam vehicles, and the trucking is the major one of this show, and they nail it. They nail it. I love it.
Maybe it's because I expect so much from trucking, like in 1974, because they do such long ones. I got to concentrate on it again. I did enjoy it.
Oh,
quite a
Howie,
bit,
you won't
yeah.
believe it. Yeah, if you're not listening to it, if it's just a casual listen, you might not get it. It's furious. I am telling you. And then after the typical, those quick-paced jams he does, and he kind of mellows out and slows down, there's another beautiful theme jam where everybody's taking their time, and that goes into this Mind Left Body Jam that might be the best one I ever heard. It's almost 10 minutes. Actually, on the official release, they get it right. On the Internet Archive, they call it like 9 minutes, but they take some of the Spanish jam and they include that in the Mind Left Body Jam when it's clearly a Spanish jam. So this is probably a 7-minute chain Mind Left Body Jam. It's phenomenal. The themes Jerry's hitting, and that, to me, it's like a theme that I've called many times, and you've laughed at. I call it the big boy jam. Jerry's just strutting on stage like he's a big boy, and like you're just looking at him and like, what the fuck? How does he think of this shit spontaneously, improvisationally, in the moment? How does he do it? And, they didn't know they were playing Mind Left Body Jam before the show started. It's just a natural progression.
They thought they were going to do they thought they were going to do the Petrified Puma Jam, but they ended up doing Mind Left Body.
And it's beautiful, Howie. I'm telling you, some people out there might not know it. It's incredible. And that goes into, I said before, a song that you wouldn't believe is one of my absolute favorite songs. They do Spanish Jam. Don't ask why. Jam. I can't tell you. It's just that I picture Jerry Garcia with that little wah-wah effect hitting some of the greatest notes he's ever hit in his life, usually during this song. It's amazing. There are so many great Spanish jams from this tour. The one from Providence is unbelievable. The one from Miami High Life Frontin'.
719.
The one from Selland Arena in California is incredible. This one. And I just close my eyes when I listen to the song, Jerry. And just picture Howie, and I picture Jerry just standing there doing his thing. There really isn't any other guitarist in this world who can do what he does in the moment during this.
That's a little tribute to Miles Davis. It's like that's pretty much the influence for it.
I think you're right. And
Jerry,
every time he nails it. I can't explain it. It's such an underrated song.
I love it.
If you ask me to name my top 10 favorite songs, I always think of Bertha, other one, of course, Morning Dew, Dark Star, but I would have to put Spanish Jam in there. That's how much I fucking love it. Howie.
That's quite a statement. That's crazy.
I can't get enough of it. It's the most beautiful sound that Jerry makes out of his guitar during this song.
Whenever I hear a Spanish Jam, it sticks in my head for days and weeks. It has that haunting.
It's hard to let go. Yeah. It's hard to let go.
Hey, so one of the cool things about this one, we're gonna play this as the outro to the interview here at the end. But he comes into it flying, like it's Mind Left Body. Usually they build a Spanish Jam slowly. they're going like full speed when they jump
Yes,
into the Spanish
100
jam.
miles
It's
an
pretty
hour. Yeah.
cool.
Usually there's a very soft
Bum
a
bum
roll by
bum.
Billy.
Butter
Right.
dump. Yeah,
He starts it. Billy usually starts it with a little drumming, and then Jerry comes in. But you're right; they motor their way into this, and I'll tell you how it's so impressive. And that goes into a beautiful Wharf Rat. Wharf Rat. What a great song! What an underrated song. Look, there are better Wharf Rats. I get it, especially in '78. I think I told you I'm listening to a lot of '78. Oh my God, there's some versions from '78 that'll blow your head off.
yeah, they were full of hubris
'72.
and just knocking things down,
Exactly. Jerry
knocking
just
people
goes
around,
nuts.
pushing people out of the way.
Right. There's
Yeah,
usually two jams,
yeah.
before the Got Up and Wandered. There's a jam before that and the outro jam. But here it's just beautiful. It's nice and slow. It's almost 10 minutes. They take their time.
74. It's hypnotic, definitely a hypnotic.
Exactly. And then they do it's amazing. What a great Jerry segment. You got Ramble on Rose, then it's Bob's song. You got the Lay Me Down. The Mind Left Body Jam is Jerry. Spanish Jam is Jerry. Wharf Rat is Jerry. And then U.S. Blues. So there's a lot of Jerry in this third set. And the U.S. Blues, look, this is when U.S. Blues really took off, obviously. 74, this is when the song was formed. This is also around it's amazing. The timing of the show is right around when Richard Nixon was about to be
Resigned,
impeached.
yeah.
There were the articles of impeachment were all drawn up. They added.
He was just about done, yeah.
Amazing, right? And 6 days later, he was impeached, or he resigned. He actually resigned.
And the Vietnam War was
It's
pretty
crazy.
much finished.
This is a special, unbelievable time period in U.S. history, and it's just great to hear a song like U.S. Blues, talking about what was going on in the world at that time, specifically this country. And then they do, I guess, a double encore. The U.S. Blues, I believe, would be considered the end of their search. A beautiful One More Saturday Night. Look, I love the 72 Saturday nights, as you know. We've talked so much and learned so many great versions from that UM72 tour. But 73's got some beauties and 74 too. And this one is really nice and hot with a great jam. And then they top it off with a second encore with a very short but soulful and beautifully well played Uncle John's Band.
I'm glad you said it, man.
It's short.
You're speaking the truth.
Short.
Like,
hey,
I got to be honest about this show. It could have been the best show of 74 up until like towards the end. It didn't have the same. It was so good. It was so good for the first 3.5 hours. So like to call it the number one show of all time, it had to get just one more thing.
I see what you mean. Maybe you're going down the road where he's hitting blazing notes.
But then they get the Uncle John's. I was so excited. I forgot about it. I was like, Uncle John, listen. And it was totally disappointing.
Nice.
It was short.
There's some nice notes in that middle jam, but there's no real jamming at the end. But look, take it into context. It's a Wednesday afternoon on July 31st, the middle of the summer. They're probably sweating their heads off. This is now their third set, right? They're basking in the sun. I'm sure they got tired. It happens. So you got to give them, but they came out.
It's Jerry's birthday. By the time they're playing Uncle John's Band, this freak, it's got to be like, what did you say? It should start in the afternoon, the show, or?
Yeah, it's an afternoon show.
Oh, sure. I even know that. Okay.
Yes, on a Wednesday afternoon. So they're tired. I get that. I give them a pass. And it's actually a good version. It's not a great version, but some nice notes in that middle jam, I tell you. Because I listened to it and I wanted to focus on it because you know how much I love Uncle John's Band, especially from this time period. But wow, wraps up to be an incredible show. I have it in the top 5 of 74 shows.
Yeah, it's so powerful for the first
3 sets.
The first 90% of it's ridiculous. It's
amazing.
As good as any show. Yeah,
I agree. It's up there for me, top 5 easily in 74. And I love 74. So many guys out there that I get it. The Wall of Sound. There's so many great shows and little tours. 74 is such an I have 73 better, and of course 72 is my favorite year, but 74 to me is the third greatest year, and there are so many great jam suites in 74. I love it. Truckin', some of those unbelievable Truckins, the other ones. This one is right up there. Great show. A 5-star show, Howie.
Yeah, I got to keep going back to it because those first 2 sets are just ridiculous. And
incredible. And that Truckin'. You got to check out that Truckin' again.
In the third set, you're getting To Lay Me Down and Greatest. This is the freaking third set. It's crazy.
Exactly. They're playing songs, first set songs, like in the third set.
And they weren't like sometimes you get a second set and they start off with some kind of throwaway songs or something. But it was like these are Lay Me Down, To Die For in the third set, first set kind of songs.
Exactly the Spanish jam. It's amazing. We're probably going to get cut off soon.
There's really no show like it. It's so.
I agree. It's very unique. A lot of people said that on the. Hey, before I get cut off, a shout out to Jeff Morgenthau. I met him when I was in LA. Great guy. Big deadhead. Love you, Jeff.
Did you go out there recently or?
Yeah, I saw him when I went
Cool.
out to LA. I saw him in Torrance. He came to visit. And then I went to San Diego. We had a great time. Big Deadhead. Shout out to you, Jeff. Love you, man. Enjoy the interview. Hey, we're still going. This is crazy. It's usually cuts me.
Yeah. Any second it's going to come, but yeah, keep rolling, man.
Any second, yeah. So anyway, just to put the show in context, like,
Hey, we beat the clock. We got the whole show in before the Zoom call cut out. Very nicely timed. And no unnecessary banter, just 40 minutes of living in that moment. That show, July 31st, 1974, Dillon Stadium, a 5-star show for sure. And yeah, a treat to listen to it a number of times, talk about it. And for the final track, we're going to play the outro, which we mentioned earlier. The Mind Left Body, the end of Mind Left Body into a great Spanish jam. So that will be the outro. And hey, everybody, thanks for listening. I'll give you a little preview of what I think I'm going to do next week. Being that it's the days between, it's Jerry week. I think I might go for the greatest moments I ever had at a great, however I end up, whatever I end up calling this next week, but maybe the 7 most moving moments at a Grateful Dead show. Obviously complemented with the highlights and what it meant being there. And these aren't just my moments. These are the moments of 20,000, whatever amount of people were there that night. So I think the 7 most moving moments at a Grateful Dead concert, and in honor of Jerry Week. I'm going to see the Garcia Project, I think, Sunday night, August 3rd. I'm going to see Chicago the 5th. Good Steely Dan band on the 8th, Dillon on the 10th in Syracuse. So I got a nice week of live music lined up in front of me. I'm sure people are out in Frisco having the time of their lives with that 60th anniversary. Yeah, it was a little too much for me to put that together, man. It's quite an undertaking to get the flights and the hotels and the cars when I got a lot going on here. So maybe for the 70th anniversary, someone will think about having it on the East Coast. That would work out pretty good for me. But yeah, hey, thanks for listening. It's a pleasure to do this. And website, tangledupintunes.com. Email, catfishgarcia82@yahoo.com. And enjoy this Mind Left Body Jam into Spanish Jam from Dillon Stadium. Peace out. Speak to you next week.